Hello and welcome to Yoga with Carolynne. My name is Carolynne. In this gentle yin yoga practice, we will explore what it means to nurture yourself through gentle movement, intentional breath, and a little bit of self-massage. Self-massage? What? Heck yes, my friend. Stick around. This is going to be a give yourself lots of love type of practice. And stick around until the end of the video because I've got a really special message for you.
Welcome to Yoga with Carolynne. In this channel, you will gain the tools, the knowledge, and the confidence to practice yoga, no matter your size, your age, or your ability to touch your toes.
To nurture is the process of caring for and encouraging the development of something or someone. So in order to grow, you need to really care for and encourage that something or that someone. So that someone is you in today's practice, and we're really focusing on the caring aspect of that definition. So for today's practice, you're going to want to have your blocks nearby, and we're going to start in a wide-legged child's pose. So make your way onto your hands and your knees and grab hold of one of your yoga blocks. So in your wide-legged child's pose, you start with your knees about the width of the mat, and then sit your butt on your heels. Your toes are together. You don't need to choose a really wide-legged child's pose. The aim here is to just create a little bit of space so that your torso, your belly, and your chest can come down comfortably towards the yoga mat. And then your block is going to be there for your forehead. So go ahead and bring yourself down. Forehead comes down onto that block. Do any last adjustment so that your body can really settle into this shape. And I'll encourage you to take a couple exhales right off the bat. Those exhales encouraging your body, your nervous system, your heart rate to slow down and settle here. See if you can encourage a little bit more softness to come into the upper back, into the hips and the glutes. And give yourself permission to arrive and give yourself this attention and care just for the next few minutes of this practice. If it feels nurturing for you to begin to deepen and expand the breath, you can begin to do so as you settle into the stillness of this shape. This really grounding shape. Child's pose. Such an interesting name for it. Child being this aspect of something that really requires that sense of nurturing and care of development. So for today's practice, you can really tap into that aspect of taking care and nurturing in order for yourself to really find some growth. But first, you must take care. So you've settled into this pose where you've got this block underneath of your forehead. So let's explore what it feels like to begin to find some movement with the head. So a really small movement as you just begin to rock the head from side to side as you roll the forehead on that block, really using that weight of the head on the block to begin to create this pressure, but this really kind of nice pressure on the forehead. As you begin to encourage some softness and some release of tension across the forehead. This spot in the body that tends to really take life so seriously, right? When things are hard, you frown. So allow yourself to just roll from side to side as you soften this spot. Noticing if this sensation has any sort of effects on the rest of your body. If it has any effects on the awareness and the presence that you give to it. And coming back into center, back into stillness. Just watch and observe. Notice what you feel. And moving with such care, sliding the hands underneath of the shoulders, press into the mat to lift yourself up. And then we'll meet in a seated position. So coming into a cross-legged position. You can have one of your blocks underneath of your sit bones if that will encourage your body to really settle a little bit more. And then placing your hands wherever they fall or drop comfortably. And bring your eyes to a close. The eyes closed here will really encourage your awareness to stay inside. Kind of getting rid of one of your senses will help you to shift from an outward focus of possible distraction to a more inward focus of caring for yourself. So moving nice and slow, just listen to my voice here. Lifting the hands up and placing the hands or the fingertips on either side of your temples. So you've got index finger and the middle finger on either side of that spot right beside your eyes. And then just begin to allow the fingertips to kind of just create some circles. Massaging that spot beside the eyes. And if it feels kind of weird to be sitting here and massaging your temples, explore, and I'll encourage you to ask yourself, what's so weird about it? What's so weird about taking this time to give yourself some nurturing care? Slowly slide and kind of drag the hands down to the sides of your jaw. Maybe open the jaw, soften the jaw down. as you create some circles around that spot where your upper and your bottom jaw meet. Keep those exhales really prominent, nice deep breaths here. And then soften the hands back down towards the lap. Keep the shoulders drawn down the back. And then drop the chin in towards the chest. And then begin to just create some half circles with the head. Drawing one ear towards one shoulder, and then chin comes back down towards the chest and then over towards the other side. And if you find any spots that feel a little extra tight, because we definitely tend to hold quite a lot of tension in the upper back and in the neck, you can find one of those spots and pause there and take an extra inhale and an extra exhale. Again, you're just using this time to just find what feels good. Release some tension. Be open to what feels good. And if you're like, what the heck, this isn't yoga, who's to say that mindful movement, mindful breathing, and care is not yoga? Come back into center with the head and pick up the hands, and then bringing the fingertips of the hands on your upper neck, upper shoulder area. And then nice and simple, you're just going to begin to draw one hand down the back and kind of graze the fingertips back towards the front of your shoulder. And then same on the other side. Right hand comes down the back, grazing the fingertips up along that side of the shoulder blade, back towards the upper neck, from side to side. And let this feel good as you give yourself some love. Maybe it feels weird, but how can you let it feel a little less weird? And then slowly allowing the hands to come back down towards the knees. And then we'll come into diamond shape with the legs. So bringing the soles of the feet together. Open the knees nice and wide. And this is not going to be a really big open stretch if you don't want it to be. So this is a yin posture, a yin pose, butterfly pose, or Baddha Konasana pose. Bound angle, lots of different names for it. So the blocks can come underneath of the knees so that it doesn't come into really a hyper stretch. And then allow the hands to come onto the feet. And we're gonna start off this shape. Before we come into the forward fold aspect of this shape, start by just having the hands on the feet to just explore the soles of the feet. Hello. How does that feel? What does it feel like to give your feet some attention? If you're practicing this video during the winter season, your feet might have been in winter boots for a little while if you live in the northern hemisphere of the world. And so your feet have been squished in these winter boots, so it might feel really good to give them some attention and care. Now we'll come into the forward fold aspect of this shape. So using that grip of the hands on the feet to inhale, find length in the spine. And then on the exhale, begin to tip yourself forward. You can release the clasp of the hands on the feet. Open the palms up towards the sky and let the head just soften. Yin yoga is all about using time, stillness, and deep breath to create space, reconnect, and nurture your body. So use those deep breaths, those expansive breaths that you brought into your practice at the beginning of the video. Let the back of the neck just soften and release. Take one last deep inhale. One last exhale at the mouth. Use the support of the hands, but move slow here as you walk the hands, and hands come underneath of the knees just to lift the knees enough so you can move those blocks out of the way. Come back into a cross-legged position. Allow the hands to rest on the knees. Eyes come back to a close for just one last moment. As you stay within this cocoon of stillness and pause. And I'll encourage you to ask yourself at this end of the practice, how can you nurture yourself a little bit more over the course of the rest of the day or the rest of the week? In order to grow, you must first take care. Hands come into heart center, press the palms together, thumbs are pressing in towards the heart. Let's take one last breath together, you and I. Inhale nice and big. Exhale at the mouth. And then opening the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me, darling. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me during today's gentle yin yoga practice to nurture. If you really enjoyed today's practice, then I've got a really special announcement to make that might be really helpful for you. I have put together some live virtual weekly yoga classes starting the second week of January to help support you through the winter season. This series is called the Nurture Yoga Series. There is the option to take part in a Hatha series or a YIN series. You can take part in the entire series. It's a 10-week series. Or you can just drop in and take just one class, two classes, whatever fits your schedule. This is the first time I'm ever offering weekly virtual yoga classes, and I must admit, I'm a little nervous, but I'm very excited. I have really created this entire package where every class we're gonna meet and there is a specific focus, a specific theme, a specific lesson to learn in each yoga practice. And these classes are really directly put together in order for you to be able to nurture yourself through the stillness and the pause that the winter season brings. So if you know that your mental health or your just kind of energy level kind of struggles during the winter season, And this series is going to be perfect for you to be able to nurture yourself, to be able to really carry through the stillness of the winter season and come out of the winter season feeling a little bit more connected with what really matters for you, so that you can meet the rest of the year really showing up as your best and most authentic self. Interested? Please click the link below and I would really love to see you there.